Hello everyone, my name is Uzmana Sheikh. I'm a senior technical trainer, AWS and DevOps specialist. I have trained many engineering students, IT professionals, and international learners. Along with the training, I also work as a DevOps engineer, and today I'm going to represent you, demonstrate you how the manual development workflow is different from the automation. If you use the Jenkins to create an CI/CD automation, so how your work become easier than the manual process. So this is an architecture which I am going to represent you, which I am going to show you. Here we are going to be deploy the code in our machine like a developer, and after the deploying developing the code, we are going to push it to the GitHub with the help of the Git, and then we are going to create an EC2 machine where we are going to install the Docker, and then we pull this code which has pushed by the developer, pull this code into this EC2 machine, and then host this website into the Docker container. Okay, and after this you can see how it is also an easiest way easy. But then also, if you compare with the Jenkins, if you make a CI/CD pipeline with the Jenkins, how easy your work will become as compared to the manual deployment. Okay, so first I will demonstrate you the manual deployment. After that we will see how we can make it automation with the help of the Jenkins, and how easily within a few minutes we are going to be launch this pipeline, and it's working for lifetime automation. Whenever the developer will be upload any changes, push any changes into the GitHub repository, automatically it's going to be pull and update into the Docker, and we can see the changes live in our website. Okay, so guys, this all code is going to be become this all is going to be become the live, our website is going to be live hosting. Okay, so tune with me to access to learn how the manual deployment will work and how the Jenkins will be work and how both will be different. Okay, so let's start with the first, which is the manual deployment. Let's go for the manual deployment. Manual deployment phase is the first phase is our machine where we are going to be do the code. So you can see this is my Visual Studio VS Code, where this is my website code. This is my static website code. Here I have an CSS file, images, labs, and the card.html. These all are the pages of my websites. Docker file I have, Jenkins files, which is not going to be used now. In the automation, we are going to use this. Index.html, this all content I have, okay? And one time I already push this code to the GitHub repository. Again, next time I will show you by pushing again, okay? But one time I had pushed to save the time. To, actually, now my agenda, today is my agenda, it's not showing you complete setting of the pipeline. I just want to be show how much complicated work become easier if you are using the Jenkins, okay? So the one time I already had pushed the code into my GitHub repository. Second time also I am going to show you, okay? So you can see this is my static website code. It is already had pushed into the GitHub repository. Okay, so let me show again. Again I will show you, okay? Because I don't want that my learners will think, oh, you set everything. Okay, so now I'm going to change a little bit, like organic veggies and fruits. After that I will add here by Uzma. Okay, I just want to be do a changes. So here I had installed the Git. So let's check git status. Okay, after changing we have to save this file. Git status. Status. Oh my god, I had changed in the Docker file too. No, it has same showing modified. Maybe I did something changes. It's same. Okay. So now let me we have checked the status. It is showing two file has modified. So let's edit git add dot and then git commit hyphen m. Let test commit. After commit it, I have to push git push hyphen u origin main. It's pushed. Okay. If I check here into the html file index.html file, the code has changed. This is the code. You can see by Uzma here also added, right? Okay. So now we had pushed the code into the repository. Now the next step, let's go to the EC2. This is my AWS account. I'm going to create launch new instance. Server 1 Linux machine. Okay, in the network setting, I'm just going to be enable HTTP and HTTPS request. Oh, it's little bit network issue. Let's select the key pair. Allow the HTTP and HTTPS, and let's launch an instance. Now our server is live. This is my server 1 connected. Let's connect. Now I had successfully connected to my server 1. Here first we have to install Git and Docker, because from the GitHub we have to pull the code, right? So first of all, let's become the root user, sudo su, then yum install git. After installing the git, we can pull the code from the GitHub which has pushed by the developer, right? That is why I installed the git y start. Yes. So the installation has completed. The next step, yum install docker hyphen environments yes to all. After installing the docker, we have to start the docker engine. Recording is going on or not? Yes, yes, it's. So Docker is going to be installed. So in this demonstration, I'm going to show you in short, but if you want, I will upload and complete deep step by step video where I will show you each and every steps. Now the Docker has completed successfully install. Docker, we have to start service Docker service Docker start. Yes, now it has started. Now I'm going to create a directory mkdir my git. Now let's go into this directory and let's initialize this directory as an git git init. Okay, I had initialized it. Now I'm going to pull the code from GitHub repository. So I'm going to do the git clone. It's very slow. Mhm. I refresh my web page. Oh. Now it came and I refresh it. No worries. Sudo su. Let's go to that repository. Cd my repo. I already had installed. Let's do the git clone. Oh, git clone and the repository. Let's go to the repository. If you want the code of this website, you can also come and fork the code from this side. Okay, you can come and then click on the fork, and the code will be, if you click on the fork, the code will be downloaded into your GitHub repository. Okay, so I'm going to copy this GitHub repository URL, git clone, and what you want to be clone, I want to clone this repository. Hit enter. It start cloning. Sorry, I'm suffering from the cough and cold, that is why. Sorry for that. So static website 1 has uploaded. Now I want to go inside that. Now here I am. If I press an ls, you can see every file is here. The index.html, images, docker file, everything is there. Now docker I had installed, just I docker file is also present. I just have to create an image by this file. So let's type the command. Let's file the command docker build build hyphen t and the image name server image dot. It will build an image from this docker file. Okay, now the image has built. The next step, I have to build the container by this docker file. So docker run hyphen td hyphen name of the container is server, any name we can give, server. And I have to on the port, I'm going to on the 9, going to link the 9090 port with the 80. This is the port of my container and this is the port of my system. I'm going to link it by the image name is the server. I'm seeing this from here, my server image name server. I create that image, image img. Okay, Now the container has start running and my website is also live, but I have to be on this port in my machine. So let's go to the instance. My god, this AWS is responding very slow. Server 1 security. This is in security group. I have to add the security group rule 9090. Added an inbound rule. Add the rule 9090. Stay up to the end of this video, then only you can understand. Okay, I will explain at the end also everything. So now my website is live. I just on the pod. This is my public IP. Oh, messy. 9090 is the, you can see my website is live. I did this change, right? By Uzma. Okay, let's do a small change. Suppose the developer, this I did the manually, right? Manually, I pull the code from the GitHub. Manually, I create an image, Docker image. Then manually, I create the container, right? And it's going to be host the website. Suppose the developer has did a change, something change. What change? Let's change the color. Okay, instead of the primary color, it's danger, the color we had changed. Let's save this file and let's delete this by Uzma also. Okay, let's save this file. Okay, now git status, you can see it is showing one file has state changes. Let's git add, then git commit hyphen m second commit, any commit message we can write. Then we have to push git push hyphen u origin main. So now my code has pushed. So my code has changed, but the website is still the same. If I want to change the website also, whatever changes has done by the developer, it must be affected here as well, right? So for that, manually a person, any person, like now I am working here, so manually any person has to go and do the changes. Okay, like first of all I have to stop the container. So let's fire the command docker stop. So the container name docker ps hyphen a. Okay, this is the container running. Docker stop, container name is the server. It has stopped. Now I have to remove it. So just write here rm to remove it. It has removed. Now if I check, there is no container. Okay, now let's delete an image as well. If I fire the command docker images, it's showing me one image. Let's delete it. Docker remove image and the image name image id. Image will delete by the image id. I'm not explaining each and every command because I'm expecting this is the project. So the user, so those are watching this video, they already have a little bit idea about the Docker and the Git, right? That is why. If you want a step-by-step explanation of each and everything, I will upload that as well, okay? Very soon. So if you check now, Docker images, there is no images are present, right? If I check here, there is no container. It's not going to be show anything. The container has deleted, right? Okay, cd dot dot, I'm going back. this folder I had uploaded, but now the updated version of the code has uploaded by pushed by the developer. So there is no need for the old code. Let's delete this. Remove forcefully this folder. Okay, now there is nothing. Let's again git clone. I already have the code. I'm going to repeat that same code. Git clone. Yes. Okay. Again, I'm going to do the cloning. Done. Again, the same step I have to do. Okay. ls, let's go to that. Again, you can see this is came static website. Now the next step. Yes. Build the Docker image. Docker build. Same steps, right? Why? Because now it's going to be build the image by the updated, right? Now the image has built. The next step to run the container, right? Docker run hyphen td, the same server I had created. Now this is the same page. If you refresh, you can see it has done the change. I changed the color and I removed by Uzma, right? So this is how manually I have to do again and again and again. I don't. Now let's replace this thing with the automation. Now I'm going to do these things by the Jenkins. Okay, the developer is going to be push the code into the GitHub, and here now I'm going to use the Jenkins. I'm going to install in the same machine Jenkins also, and inside the Jenkins we are going to set up the thing, and you can see how easily these things are work, and manually we don't have to be do again and again the same task, only one time setup. So actually, to install the Jenkins, before installing the Jenkins we have to install the Java as well. Okay, first we have to install the Java, then we have to install the Jenkins, Docker, Git. Okay, so everything I had installed in this server too. Everything I had installed in this server too already, to save our time, because I just want to be show you the difference between the manual deployment and the CI/CD, right? So this is my server 2. So already the Jenkins is installed. So I'm going to copy this code, and to open the Jenkins, Control V, we have to use the code 8080. So this is my Jenkins, and the password is, hopefully I haven't forget the password. Oh, so now I'm going to create a job, pipeline job. I'm going to create website hosting. Okay, now actually within a 2 minute I have a live session, so I have to do it stop or make it fast. Now the trigger, we have to do the poll SCM. Poll SCM means it's whenever the any changes, any commit is updated into the GitHub repository, it is automatically pull the code. Okay, and now I'm going to, this is the Jenkins file. Jenkins. Linux Jenkins. This is for the desktop Jenkins. If you pull this code, you will get everything. Okay, this for the desktop. If your Jenkins is hosting in the desktop machine, you can use that code. This is for the Linux. uh, what is this? This is not. I want this Linux Jenkins. What happened? Yeah, this is the Linux Jenkins. Okay. So let's copy this code, Control A, Control C, and let's paste here. What is written in this code? In this code, we had wrote like pull the code from the GitHub. The first stage is the pull the code from the GitHub, and then second stage is to build a Docker image, and then after run the Docker container. Okay, first remove the old container, stop, remove, and then build the Docker container. Okay, so this is all it has written. Let's apply and save this, and that's it. That's it. You just have to be built first time. Build now. If you click here and if you go stages, I can't see the stage. Yeah, here is the stage. You can see it has pulled the code, check out, pull the code from the GitHub, then build the Docker image, then run the container, verify the container, and post the action. Okay, and this is my server 2. And on the server 2, this is the public IP. I copy the public IP of my server 2 and I paste here 9090. Here also the same actually. So you can see it has hosting, right? Now what is the difference between the server 1 and server 2? Very easily we had add this, right? Now if I change the code, let's change the code. Instead of danger, let's make it primary. Okay, again I had did the primary and wrote here the Uzma by Uzma. Okay, I will write here welcome. Welcome. I have to on the charger. Just give me a minute. Oh. Okay, so save the file. After saving it, again I have to first check the status. Changes are there. Let's add this. Then commit this. Change the commit. Third. Okay, and again push the code. Done. As soon as this commit is pushed, the Jenkins will be automatically pull the code. You can see here, if I go, you are going to see very soon, within a minute. Hmm. Oh. Yeah. You can see second time automatically it start pulling the code. Okay. If I go to the stages, you can see first it done. It check out the code, then it build the Docker image container. Everything done. If I refresh this, you can see it has done the changes. I haven't do anything. This is the difference between the automation and the manual. In the server one, I have to automate, I manually have to be go and did everything, right? But here only one time we have to do the setup, and second time it is going to be do automatically, right? Now the call is coming. Yes, hello. Yes, sir. Just yes, yes. I'm going to join. Just yes.